Hello guys, this is Tovar the Awesome, and today I'm going to be making a proxy mask, and you can consider this a tutorial, but I consider it as a video recording of me making the mask. Let's just call it a tutorial, though. Now, I did make one mask with this same material, this base mask that I got from Maskit. You can easily look it up, just Maskit plain mask. And now obviously pay attention to the size of the mask, because if you get something too small, it's going to look like you tore the face off a plastic doll and tried to put it on your very large head, and it wouldn't look good at all. But this is the masking mask that I have made. I tried to do everything I could to make it look like the actual thing, and I personally think it really looks like the actual thing. A lot of people on Omegle and whatnot have said that, like, they were asking me if I knew the creators of Marble Hornets, and that's how I got a hold of this. And no, I actually made this myself, without any contact with the creators of Marble Hornets. And as you can see, it is like unfinished in some areas, and just so you know, I did do that myself to make it more crazy, under control, not wanting to be forced, whatever kind of person. And you can use other material, because I did make this hoodie mask out of a morph suit mask, and I do have a dummy next to me, but I can't show you because I really want to keep the camera like this. But it's like out of the same material that you would use to get a Slenderman costume going. So morph suit mask, and then just fabric paint. You could pretty much make a proxy mask out of any material, but if you want to base something off of Masky, or you actually want to make Masky, I suggest getting something like this. And you're going to need a pencil because pencils can easily draw on this mask. I will show you later also for why you need the paper in a minute. Hold on, I'm going to change my screensaver real quick. Just give me a second. Let's make it none. Apply. Okay, sorry for that little interruption. You are going to need a Sharpie or any other material for this mask. I suggest using a Sharpie. You have more freedom on where it goes, and it won't like start dripping or anything, so you don't have to use like paint, tape, or whatever. Another thing that you're gonna definitely need if you're using Sharpie is rubbing alcohol. And in order to apply that rubbing alcohol, I have these. They're meant for like wounds and stuff, but it's like a big dabber. I highly suggest that you use cotton balls for like makeup and stuff, but I have these, which is the next best thing. And then you're gonna want Q-tips that you can dip in the alcohol for those little like areas that you just want to like rub, and not like the huge areas. So like if you want to just like get in between two marks, like for example, I did mess up a few times on this masking mask, and say my line connected here, and I would just like get here. But if I'm using something big like this, it could get on this, and I could mess it up completely. So with this, I can just easily go in between without a big glob of Sharpie getting lost. And so yeah, I am going to draw the oh yeah, paper is because you want to draw what you're going to make. Make sure that you actually like it. I already know, but I'm going to draw out what I'm going to make, and I am going to speed this part up so it does not bore you. So Mr. Editor Tovar, speed it up now. So now I've finished. I don't know if you can really tell, but it is my character is going to be called Puppet, and I'm going to write the title across his forehead because I don't know. I just feel like I don't want people giving it weird names. It is supposed to be a puppet, and I don't know, I just like the name being out there. Like, I am Puppet, I am proud to be a Proxy. Because I'm not homosexual, you know? Like, I am here, I'm queer, get used to it kind of deal. But whatever. That sounded very wrong, don't get the wrong idea about me. But, as you can tell, I drew the bottom of the mask because the lines that represent the little wooden mouth of a lot of puppets, it will go from the chin down, like, as you can tell, it will go like down all the way to the bottom, down all the way to the bottom. I am not sure if I'm going to do a border around, like Maskey's mask. I don't know if you guys could tell from the series, but there is a black line going all the way around the mask, about right here, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. We will see when the mask is almost done. So I am not going to really look at this because I already know what I want, because I used to have a mask like this and it horribly broke. So these masks are, even though they feel very sturdy, they are not. They are very fragile and you got to be careful with them. I put it on a mannequin in my room and my cat knocked it down on its face a few times. The nose got indented for after a while, and then all of a sudden it just snapped right down the middle, kind of like that. I was going to keep it for filming, but something happened to it. Now it's lost, and I think someone threw it away. So you want to be careful with this. I cannot stress that enough. So with the pencil, for these masks, the material is perfect for pencil, that you can see it, and that you can actually like erase the pencil too, and you'll be able to get something onto the mask, and then you'll see like if it's even or not. So I will speed up a lot of this, and when I talk, it's gonna slow down. So I'm gonna draw the mask on there. Now, as you can tell, this is going to be an operator symbol. If you didn't see on my floor plan, but this is going to be an operator symbol across the eye. Now, if I had it, I would use it, but I don't. But it is very good. It is a very good idea to get some very thick black mesh, and then kind of go on the back of the mask and kind of glue it on the eyes so that you can still see through, but it will look like the inside is black and they won't be able to see your eyes, which a lot of the time is how people can identify you, just by your eye color and your body form, but mainly the eye color, and a lot of people like to hide it. So you can make it black, very thick black mesh where you can still see through it, but nobody can see your eyes. So I am going to continue drawing. Now I have finished with my first operator symbol, and this is one of the trickiest parts, is that you want to make everything look even if it's not like the same thing on each side and it's not symmetrical at all. You really want to try to make everything look even, otherwise it's going to look sloppy and messy and awful. This, for example, I mean, I made this eye very chunky, but I made this eye very thin, and I can't really do anything about that. I've looked and I've studied it, and I can't really do much about how chubby this eye is, and it's supposed to be very thin, like this one. Oop, this one. And that is a very big problem. Same with the eyebrows. Eyebrows aren't completely the same. You really want to try your best. Not saying that you have to, but you really want to. So it looks good on camera, it looks good on a shelf, and the only people who will notice it is people with very, very good OCD. Like, very, like, hard OCD. So, gotta continue drawing. Okay, just want to stop here. So now you can tell that I just messed up. See this line right here kind of goes all messy, and then this one is a perfect circle. So now, this is a good example to show you that I can actually do the eraser. See, perfectly gone. Well, not perfect, but it'll be gone enough that no one will be able to notice. And you can get a better eraser if you want, which I am going to right now. Wonder. Okay, so I'm going to use this kind of eraser. You really want to try to get as much off as possible, because if someone looks really closely at your mask, like if you're doing it for cosplay at a convention or something, and they look closely at it, they're going to say, oh, that's awful. I don't want a picture of you. I don't want a picture of you, because your mask is awful. Your mask is awful. Awful! Sorry, I outbursted there. Didn't mean to do that. So, yeah. You really want to get it out. And I will come back in a minute. Okay, so now my mask is done. It doesn't look the greatest because it's in pencil, and I don't know if you can tell, but I got a few smudges up there. That is going to happen, and you're going to want to take care of those right away, not dilly-dally like me and take some talking time, but you want to take care of those right away. You don't want those to last on there. There might be pencil on you, that's why the smudges got off, so you might want to wipe your hands on your pants or something, and just get that off really quickly, because you do not want smudges on your mask. I am going to continue to draw. Another thing that I failed to mention is that you might want to get a ruler with you. I'm just kind of eyeballing this, which is going to make it really look unsymmetrical, but I don't really care for this character. But like, say you're drawing a straight line like here, this is going to be a filled in triangle, and you want to make sure that when you make it symmetrical, you want to make it the same size. I'm just eyeballing this one, and I highly do not suggest that. Take a ruler with you, get some paper, and mark how long it is. Do whatever you can to make it perfectly symmetrical. Going back to drawing. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's going to look a lot better when it is done with Sharpie. Back to drawing. As you can see here, this line goes out a little bit more than this line. Again, symmetrical. Now, as you can see, I ran out of room, and this is because I started somewhere very bad, and I should have started more towards the left, and I am going to erase this text. This is also why a pencil is very, very good. So, okay, I'm done. The P's have operator symbols on them because, you know, when you see a circle, you have to put an X through it because, you know, slender logic. I'm not saying that if you put text on your mask, then you have to put an X through it, but it will make people want to just go up to you with a Sharpie and fill it with an X. That is for Slenderman fans, and you're trying to be a proxy, you're going to want to put an X through a circle. Anyways, now that I have gotten this done, I am taking the riskiest step ever, using the Sharpie. Now, when you get a Sharpie, you do want to make sure that it is full of ink. So, you want to just test it out, but not too much that you make it run out of ink in the middle of your project. As you can see, mine has a lot of ink because it is brand new. If you can, honestly, use a brand new marker and Sharpie. Don't use any like off-brand permanent marker. Don't use any of that stuff. Sharpie is the best. Sharpie is the greatest. Sharpie will last through almost anything. It's hard enough with rubbing alcohol to get it off. So that says it on its own. Anyways, I hope I do not make a mistake, but if I do, I will show you how to get it off. Now, as you can tell, the mask from how I'm doing the lines is very kind of sketchy to make it look like it's written by in the same way that the pages are drawn. You do not have to do that with your mask. You can be completely clean and just go few. I am personally doing this to make it more Slender-esque. So, moving on. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but there are some pencil leaking out of the Sharpie, and I do not want to cover up that part with the Sharpie. Do not worry, this will go away over time and you handling the mask, because the pencil can get rubbed off, but the Sharpie cannot. But make sure you do not handle any of the Sharpie before it dries. You gotta allow it to really dry. If you handle it while it's not dry and still kind of wet, then the Sharpie will smudge a little bit and it will just look awful. So you do not want to do that. I also want to say something as I'm drawing. You do want to take time into creating your character, such as the mask design and the name, especially the name. I cannot tell you how many quote the killers unquote I have met. There's Jack the Killer and Jeffrey the Killer and like hell, I've met Toby the character. Do you know how freaking close that is to my nickname as a child? My nickname was Tovy with a V. Tovy. Toby the Killer just insulted me. I cannot express enough how these little the killer names are annoying as hell. Also, the little stories about how you're the son or daughter of Slenderman, or you're the niece or whatever. No, you're not. They never had children. They never had siblings. It is stupid, and the fan boys and girls have to stop with that. And with the mask creation for this character specifically, I have gone through 5 designs, 2 that one that I still have saved to my computer. It was made on Photoshop. You can see it right now. Okay, and yeah, that was my little Photoshop that I was playing around with what I could do with a mask instead of just a little masky thing. I wanted to create my own character. And I have other characters, as you can see now, but those I have not made yet or decided on a different design, or I just kind of gave up on. And just so you know, this character is from my short story. Once I made the mask, I got inspired to write a story about him. Or was it the other way around? I am not sure. All I know is I came up with this character one day, got this whole entire story in my head, and just started writing. The first part of my short story series only took me about 2 hours to write. So that's why the first part wasn't good, and then I made the second part, remade the first part, and then made the third part. And yeah, it was just awful at first, and it made it so much better. But you do want to take time with creating your character. I cannot stress that enough. You do not want to waste one of these masks, because they are pretty expensive. Depending on where you find a mask like this, they get pretty expensive, so you do want to use what you have wisely. You do not want to make something that you're just going to throw out. Also, if you want a custom color, I highly suggest getting the right paint and primer, because some will not work. So you had to go to a professional and ask them, how can I make this mask a different base color, but have it still be the right kind of feel so I can use pencil on it and put Sharpie on it with ease. So I'm going back to fast forward. Okay, I have finished my mask. Sadly, I did not make any mistakes to show you how you use the alcohol and how it would work. So, I am going to take a risk, complete risk. Better make that a little bit longer. Going to take a complete risk, and I'm going to draw a little line right here, and I'm going to get it off with good old rubbing alcohol. I'm going to make it a very small line, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use these. I might use the Q-tips, but let's see how big I'm willing to make it. This is very scary for me, and I do not want to mess up my mask. Okay, as you can see, I did make a small mistake. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of this very quickly. You do not want to dilly-dally when there's a mistake on your mask, because you do not want this to dry. You're going to do this while the mask is facing downward. You do not want it facing up, because the alcohol could drip and mess up other Sharpie. And as you can see, I am rubbing very hard, but not enough that it will possibly break the mask. And I'm using the other side to dry and rub off a little bit more. It looks gone to you maybe, but to me I can still see it. So I am doing everything I can to make sure that it's completely gone. It's not fully there, that people will see it in filming or whatever, but it is there. Now, as you can tell, there are some smudges from my pencil and whatnot, but I do not want to handle everything with an eraser because that could smudge the Sharpie even when it's dry. So what you're going to want to do is handle your mask a lot and try to rub off those smudges when you're just bored. Maybe take an eraser if you're very confident that you won't mess up any of the Sharpie mark, but once you let it dry, it should dry room temperature within an hour, but I suggest leaving it overnight just to be sure. But other than that, I really love how this mask turned out. It looks just like the original. The triangles on my original were actually really uneven and a lot longer. I like when they're short now. And yeah, I do not want to put a border around the face. And this mask is really good in my opinion. Please do not try to take my character. This is my own personal character. And I would just hate if someone tried to use my personal character design. I'm getting a little snuffly. But anyways, this is how you make your own personal mask to make a masky mask or hoodie mask. You can use other material. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to just make something. But yeah, this is just fabric paint and morph suit mask, and it looks amazing to me. And this is just the same way I made this mask, and together they look pretty good. They look like a good team. They look like they will kill you in an instant if they wanted to. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and check out my DeviantArt to see more props and custom Slender pages and masks. You name it. If it's about Slenderman, I probably put it on my DeviantArt. So please check it out. Link will be in the description below. Special thanks to Masket, the company Masket, for making these base masks for me to and other people to make something as amazing as this for filming and short stories or just personal collecting display. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and good luck on making your own custom proxy mask.